If someone said that this was the hardest map for high round soloing or even in co-op, I wouldn't argue against them. It's such a hard map, really, honestly. As a casual, I could just admit, yeah, this is a pretty hard map. And even for competitive, I mean, almost any map when you're playing competitively is pretty much difficult. None of them are really more difficult than the other. But this one, yeah, I think it's definitely up there with the most top difficult maps, and I can only think of a couple others that can say, yeah, this one's a little bit more harder. I mean, when it comes to high running specifically, but yeah, this one, what makes it so hard is the fact that there's really no open areas, and you don't really have any wonder weapon that can, cause a one hit kill, that has unlimited damage on any round. So you're basically left with traps. That's pretty much what you gotta use. So you gotta use traps, and you're pretty much in a tight spot in every situation. And there's always a possibility of just getting pinned. I mean, the chances of getting pinned on this map is pretty high. So yeah, it's pretty intense map. And it takes a lot of practice, a lot of skill. Which Furret, he's the best at what he does, and it's yeah, you got to respect the fact that he pulled it off again. And to beat the record on this map, there is a new strategy called that strat, and I haven't seen anybody yet to really be able to go all the way to instas with it. So I mean, even some other legendary zombie players, they don't like being called that, but for the casuals, that's how we see them. And there's other guys that are like Slayer, who's gotten pretty close with the new stat strat, just to prove that it can be beaten. But so far, this is the best we got right now, and this is the record, and it's amazing watching it again. And yeah, I mean, it's always fun to talk about all this stuff. So basically, the main determining factors are basically, you got to get set up early. Get your ray gun, monkeys, and the winner's howl. I've heard some people say you can use the dual CZs, but in this case, you use the Winner's Howl. You're using Winner's Howl for when you get insta kill drops on the early rounds, and obviously the ray gun, to kill zombies and force drops, along with a combination of Bettys and monkeys. And you're pretty much camping right here where Speed Cola is. You keep that one door closed, and you got to stay there for the first 40 rounds. So while you're basically trying to get set up, after after the first box, you want to move it downstairs. You want it to move downstairs, so that way, when you go to the next box, when you start hitting the box again, you can get your perks and you can get your betties and double tap along the way. And then you want to you keep hitting the box again and move it back over to the upstairs area. So that way, when you're ready to start hitting traps, you want to get a speed weapon like ballistic knife, the CZs, or the Spectre. And yeah, and when you got the speed weapon, you're gonna need that so that you can do all this crazy clutch and training the zombies and hoarding them up. And there's always that chance where there's this loose zombie that lurks around, and and that's the one that usually probably gets you. So it's pretty difficult to pull it off. Yeah, the close quarter, tight corners, and all that. And the clutching, and screen shaking. You see a lot of that when you watch these being done. So it's pretty impressive, man. You gotta respect the determination that Furry put into this. So yeah, it's amazing skill and talent that he's got. Once you get past those early rounds, so basically, when you start hitting those high rounds, you come across the insta kill rounds, which is like round 163, and several others right after that. It's like every 2-3 rounds. And Black Ops 1 and World at War, I believe, are the only two games where there's insta kill rounds. So if you don't know what insta kill rounds is, it's basically when the zombie's health, it resets back to round one health. And basically, you just grab a wall weapon, and the zombies will die instantly. You can knife them too, but that wouldn't be idealistic. You want to play fast, and you want to be able to kill them with like a wall weapon, and you want to camp in an area like right down here where the Thompson area is, and you keep that barrier closed by where the Thompson is, and you want to camp right there, and you're going to be using grenades, and you're going to be using the Thompson, and when you run out of ammo, you want to buy ammo twice, because you don't want to just, you want to have that extra pack of ammo, that extra ammo clip, so you can keep shooting zombies down. So you're going to be tearing them up with the Thompson and the grenades, and that's pretty much what you're going to be doing during insta kill rounds. You're just killing away. It's really a milestone accomplishment to reach instas on any map, really, but on this map, it's insane, man. I was watching it earlier, and I didn't see this one live. I did see it afterward. I think this came out during the time where I was taking a break from zombies, and it's oh man. I know there are some other strategies to do it, but this is basically the one that got it done. And he was able to get to 206 because Insta round was on 205, and he it's amazing, man. I always love watching this. And in case you're wondering why someone would want to be crazy enough to play fast, especially on a map like this where it's really risky. I mean, even playing slow, you could still die easily. I know there's some casuals, like myself, and probably some that are even better than me, that they can camp these maps, they can pull these maps off, and they can hit round 100. I've done it. Not on this map, but I mean I have hit 100, and but to see how how the competitive players do it, I can't do what they do. It's just it's intense and it's insane. But if you're wondering why they would want to play fast on, especially in a map like this, there's a timer on the top left, and it's basically, telling you how fast he's playing, his progress, and it signifies a lot of things. But basically on every map is different, but this map, there's a reset, for every map, and I don't think every map has it, but I know this map, like many have it, and there's a reset timer, and that's not what the timer is. Well, yeah, it is for that, but and other things, but it's basically for reset, and for this map specifically, the reset is 83 hours, and if you don't know what reset is, basically reset is when it's a finite amount of time that you have to play the map, and basically by 83 hours specifically for this map, that's it. The game ends after that, and basically the round starts all the way back to round one. So it's like you just played 83 hours, and then boom, you go back to round one. So that means that you have to play as fast as possible, kill zombies as fast as possible, grind through the rounds as fast as possible, so you could hit a higher round. And that's really the whole point of why these players play as fast as possible. So faster you play, the higher the round, and that's basically the whole reason. So you got to play to 83 hours to reset, and I don't know if you're thinking the same thing that I was when I first heard somebody played 83 hours in a game. But I know me personally, when I heard that the first time, I was wondering, like, I'm like, I wonder what he's smoking, because I need some of that. 'Cause I don't know, but that was my first thought. I'm pretty sure some other people were thinking that. If not, maybe that's just me being immature. But and of course, in solo and even in co-op, but it's different in co-op. You could pause the game and then pick it back up. The only thing is that if you do pause the game and you don't play consistently till the reset, I think after about 23 days, you get a black screen. So basically, the screen just turns black. It's exactly what it sounds like. And I mean, your game is still technically paused, but you would have to wait another 23 days while keeping your game paused. That is, and before your screen isn't black anymore. And I guess you could continue, but I've never heard of anybody doing this. And there's rumors on people avoided this, which they used, I don't know, something that wasn't really legit. So I really don't know a whole lot, other than from what I hear from chats and stuff like that, and asking a few questions here and there. I don't really know too much about it, but as far as reset goes, yeah, man, you got to play 83 hours. And it's just kind of makes you wonder, like, damn, man, you got. Yeah, I mean, I admire and respect the dedication, and but yeah, that's yeah, it's crazy, right? You got to play for that long, and that's not even. I think the longest, the map with the longest reset is not, and yeah, you wouldn't be able to hit reset because of the box error or not, but I know in World at War, yeah, it hasn't even been done, so World at War not is beatable, and I think the reset is like over 100 some hours, and I think on Black Ops 3, same thing. It's like almost over 100 some hours. I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't, I mean, that's insane, man. Like, yeah, that's super crazy, right? Like, you got to play for that long. So you're doing this intense, clutch and all this stuff, So, I mean, it takes a lot of practice to be able to do this, So we're talking years, man, years, not even months. This is something that's, I mean, these guys have thousands of hours into this game, so it's amazing. You gotta respect it. I do definitely, I get my laughs here and there, thinking about like, damn, bro, like, how did you like? When's the last time you even seen the sun and stuff? Like, I kind of, it does cross my mind, when I think of how they do it. I usually just come and watch and play, and I play myself as a hobby, but and I watch these competitive guys, and it's crazy, man. These guys, they teach me how to play better, but yeah, to be this good, it's crazy. I know when I was a teenager, yeah, I definitely would have did it myself. Probably, I'm pretty sure I would have. I would have gave it a good shot at least. But now, I'm like too old and I got my health issues, so I wouldn't do it. But it's fun to watch how this guy does it, and he's sitting here, he's going through these tight corners, and he's coming back around, and he's gonna hit these traps, and you got to do that for all the way to like round 163, basically doing these traps, and that's, I think it takes, I don't really remember, I think it's like somewhere between 30 and 40 hours before you even hit insta rounds. And then insta rounds, it's intense. You're sweating, you're just shooting, nading. It's nonstop shooting. You're sweating way harder during. It's way more intense, and then you got to do that for like an hour basically for that round, and then regular rounds back to a regular round, which so there's no dog round, no special round where you can re up on ammo. And even if you did, which would be nice because that would be one round. You don't have to do anything. But even if you did have that, you don't have any wonder weapon, to protect yourself. No, you do get monkeys, but trying to use a monkey in a close quarter situation, yeah, it's just, I don't even see it. I mean, obviously it could be done, but using monkeys is something you usually do ahead. You pretty much plan that out. It's not something you could just use to save yourself. You usually have to plan it out ahead. So saving yourself, it's not even on the table. So you don't have like crossbow, pack-a-punch. You can't pack-a-punch on this map. And you don't have a wonder weapon with unlimited damage to protect yourself, like the Waff or Thunder Gun or anything like that, So yeah, you're pretty much, it's just all skill, it's all muscle memory, So all these years, these guys have been, practicing to do this. It's crazy, man. It's super crazy, I mean, you got to be crazy to want to even do this. And you got to be, definitely, definitely really skilled and talented, to do this too. So, yeah, it's I love it, man. It's cool. It's really cool. So for the most part, from setup to to running the traps, and from insta kill rounds, and basically all down to one big giant speed run to reset. And there are so many details that I'm pretty sure I'm missing. I mean, quite a lot of details that I wasn't able to explain. But for the most part, this is the main stuff. If you're not new to zombies, I'm pretty sure you can understand what I'm talking about. And as far as like little minor details, I could make 100 videos just getting into all that stuff. I mean, there's just videos that I wouldn't even know where to begin. Like for the stuff that if you want to know every little thing, like drop cycle, a reset tracker, which weapon to swap from and how to swap weapon, how to strafe, and then obviously you cannot do high rounds on console. If you're on console, no, you got to be on PC. And I mean, and then there's things that get argued within the competitive community. There's drama and toxicity. Like, of course, like it's Call of Duty. I mean, obviously, like any other gaming community, especially Call of Duty, is known to have toxic players, and the competitive community is no different. I mean, there's arguments, with patches and fast rate. But overall, I think I covered the most part, and nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, Furret pulled it off. He did it about as legit as possible. And yeah, man, I congratulations, Furret, man. This is a really good game. I enjoyed watching it, and I can't wait to see you come back and take over another record if you can. I'm pretty sure you got it, and you can do it. I believe in you, and it's always fun to watch it. And yeah, all right, guys, y'all take care. You guys have a good day. All right.